This video goes with Kuta handout number 16, using the volume formula. So I want to make sure that students at least understand what the volume formula is. So remember, volume is, and this works for every geometric shape, is the area of the base, capital B, times the height. So remember, we got to look at the object, we got to figure out what the base is, or what it is that we can stack on top of each other to fill it up. So that would be the area of the base, and then we're going to multiply that times the height. I'm not going to do these two problems right here, we did these in class, but I am going to go farther down in the handout, and I'll start on problem number 9. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sit here and I'm going to try to shade in the area that's going to be my base, just so I can see what the base is. So on problem number 9, I'll start by writing the formula. Volume equals the area of the base times the height. And then I'm going to shade in what my base is. So the base that I see right here, it could either be the top or the bottom, but it's got to be a circle, because it's going to be the circles that I'm going to sit and stack on top of each other that's actually going to fill up this container or this cylinder. So I want you to shade in the part that you consider to be the base. And so I shade that in, and I'm going to add just my hidden lines here. That would be the part of the circle that I don't see. But if I can just find the area of that shape and keep stacking those circles on top of each other, I'll fill up that cylinder. So my first part is find the area of that. Well, it's a circle, so my area formula for a circle is pi r squared. And if I just fill in or substitute, it's going to be pi times my radius squared. Well, it tells me my radius is 8, so I need to do 8 squared. So the area is going to be 64 times pi. And I'm going to sit there and get out my calculator and do 64 times pi and get an answer here in a second. So when I do this on my calculator, I'm getting 64 times pi. I'm getting, and I'm not really going to round right now, but I get about 201.1. So I'm going to say my area is 201.1. Well, now that I found the area of the base, I'm going to substitute that back into the volume formula. So the area of my base was 201.1. Remember, I'm leaving the exact answer on my calculator because the only thing I have left to do is multiply it by the height. Well, the height is 8 meters. So I'm going to multiply this by 8. I'm using the whole number here, so just times 8. That's on my calculator. And it says to round to the nearest tenth, so now I'm going to round. And so what I'm getting for a volume is this. It says the volume is, let's see, 1,609, and I have 495.495, and I'm just going to stop there. The number goes on for a lot longer. And I need to round to the nearest tenth, so I'm going to underline that digit. I'm going to look at the number next to it to decide what to do. Remember, my rule is if it's 5 or bigger, that means the number I'm looking at. 5 or bigger, this goes up 1. 4 or less, it stays the same. So my volume is 1,609 and 5 tenths, rounded to the nearest tenth. I'm going to do one more problem over here. I think problem number 10. When I look at this shape right here, I'm thinking, what is it that I need to stack on top of each other to get it to fill up? So I'll start with my volume formula first, the area of the base times the height. But when I look at this shape, I'm going to shade in this right here. It has to be the triangle, and I'm just going to do the triangle on the back side here. If I keep stacking those triangles on top of each other, then pretty soon I can fill up that container because it's a triangular prism. I'm going to go ahead and add in my line here. Okay? So I'm thinking, okay, well, let's find the area of that triangle. Well, what is the area formula for a triangle? It is base times height divided by 2. I'm just going to go ahead and do my base times my height and divide by 2. Remember, your base and your height have to make a right angle. So my base, my height would be 4 and 3. Well, 4 times 3 is 12. 12 divided by 2 is 6. So the area of that triangle is 6. Now I'm going to plug this back into the volume formula because I just found the area of the base. So my volume is going to be 6 times whatever my height is. Well, the height has to be back here. That would fill it up. So 8. And my volume would be 6 times 8, which is 48. And I should not forget units here. It would be 48 cubic yards. So let's not forget units. And I'm going to come back to the preceding problem. And let's not forget units here. 1,609.5, and that would be cubic meters.